Here I was working on a 2015 Nissan Altima with a 2.5 liter engine, and it had this code P0011. And then the customer's symptoms were that it wasn't running right, and then sometimes it was running okay. So it was like an intermittent problem, and I think it got bad sometimes where the car was shut down. And it's a super common problem. What ended up being the problem here, which was just the intake VVT. And there's a bunch of videos out there on how to fix him, but what I want to show is scan tool data and also how the valve fails. So when you're looking at scan tool data, you want to look at these two PIDs, timing, intake valve timing, and intake valve solenoid, and it only activates when you're going when the engine is 2,000 RPM or higher. And this is what it's supposed to look like. The intake valve solenoid is the command, or what the PCM is telling it to how much to turn on, and it's based on a percentage. It just tells it to turn on 20% or 30%. And then the first one is how much it actually moved, so 4 degrees, 5 degrees. So that was a good one. Now this is the bad one. All right, you're looking at the first two PIDs, one in the first two ones, the bottom ones you can ignore, but it's the same thing. It's turning it to turn on 50%, almost 50%, and it's staying at 0. I'm sorry for the bad angle, but basically the whole time it was staying at 0. Like I said, it's a pretty common problem. There's even a TSB on it. This was for a 2013, but it still applies because it still has the same problem on the newer ones. And if you want to look it up and read up on it, the TSB is NTB13029, and this was just from Google that I got it. But the one you want to replace is this middle one because it has 3 of them. All right, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show how these things fail, and also how to test them. So when you got your new one, you can test it and compare it to the old one. So basically I have a little 12-volt battery here from one of my Milwaukee tools, and I have 2 jumper leads, and I have one of my leads already hooked up to one of the terminals for the solenoid, and then for the other terminal I'm just gonna tap on it with the tip of my other lead. So what they're supposed to do is supposed to click on and off. Once you activate it, it'll click, and then once you take off the lead, it'll go back to what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to hear a nice audible clicking. And then this is the bad one. Same test, but it just gets stuck on there. And this is how they usually fail. And then once some time has passed, they'll just go back to their normal position. That's why sometimes it can be an intermittent problem. Now, one last warning for these solenoids. You want to watch out which ones you get, because on this one, the tab where the bolt goes is different from the original tab. This one had a flat tab, whereas the other one kind of curves a little bit. So as you can see here, this part has a flat bracket, and then this other one has a curve on it. So they're different. So you want to put the correct one, because if you don't put the right one, they might leak a little bit of oil, and you don't want that. So yeah, and then there's a bunch of videos on how to do it. Like here, I'm just showing which is the one you want to replace. It's the IVVT and their positions. But you kind of have to move the motor mount. And but yeah, like I said, there's plenty of videos on how to do it. I just wanted to show more the scan tool data, and also how they fail, because no one really shows how they fail and how to test them. Because sometimes you want to test them, you want to test the new ones that come out of the box, because if you get an aftermarket one, a lot of times those are fail right out of the box. So yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll try to help you out. One last warning about the scan tool data. Every time I started up the car, I would notice that the intake valve timing would move from like 0 to 10 degrees, and sometimes it would stay like that. But it wasn't causing an issue. It didn't cause any codes or anything like that. So if you have that same problem, if you want to call it, when the car would start, and I think on mine it would do it for like 10-15 seconds, and then it would just go back to 0. I guess it's normal. Like I said, it didn't cause any codes or anything weird. It was just something weird that I noticed.